I have a special guest for you. Now, you may know her for her silly games, and she fools no way. That's right, I'm here exclusively with the Queen of Lovers Rock, Janet Kay.
Hi, I'm Janet Kay and you're watching LoveMoreMedia.
Hello, I'm here exclusively with the Queen of Lovers Rock, Janet Kay. Hello Janet Kay, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
You're very internationally known for the song Silly Games. So how did it come about producing such a song?
How did it come about? Well, I met Dennis Bovell in the studio. I was doing another session, and at the end of the session, he was the engineer for the session. At the end of the session, he said to me that he had this song that we've written, and he'd like to meet me at some point to play the song and see if I like it, with the idea of recording it. So I went on to the studio and met him, and he sang it to me, playing a guitar.
Okay.
And I said, yeah, it's okay, it's okay. And we went ahead and recorded that track, along with a few other tracks to make up an album which was called Capricorn Woman. Silly Games was released. It kind of did the community circuit, whereby, because back in the day, sound systems used to play at dances and parties, and before Silly Games was properly released, sounds like Sir George.
Yes.
Yeah. Played it a lot, and it became really well known on a white label.
Okay.
Before the actual release of the tune. So when it was released, people were buying it. And like 6 months after it kind of circulated the community, it kind of got into the pop charts. Mainstream, yeah, which was fantastic. And it was like a first as well for Lovers Rock, for the genre of Lovers Rock music.
At what age did you start singing? Who discovered you? How do you know you had a gift?
Okay, how did I know I had a gift? I don't know if I knew I had a gift, but I always said,
Okay.
I did the whole, hairbrush and mirror thing. Loved watching Top of the Pops.
Yeah.
And at that time they used to have a magazine called, I think it was called Disco 45, that used to have all the lyrics of all the songs that were in the top 20. So when Top of the Pops came on, I'd always get my Disco 45 book out and sing along, right? So.
And who influenced you musically growing up?
I used to listen, well, when I was really young, and I used to listen to the Beatles, and Lulu, and Dusty Springfield, because that's what we had on the radio. We didn't have there were no reggae shows at that time. Really little. So anything that was pop that was playing on the radio, I loved it all. Dionne Warwick. And then later on, when I got to sort of like 11, 12, 13, I was listening to Jackson 5, Michael Jackson. And then in my teens, I was listening to Denise Williams, was a great influence. And then a bit later on, it was Whitney and Luther. So I've had a lot of influences.
And how did it feel to be a black artist on Top of the Pops in that era?
Wow, that was kind of amazing. And like most kids have a dream of doing something, at some time in their life, but not many actually get to live that dream. And I got to live that dream. And I didn't really have much time to think about it. I just had to just get on and do it. So Top of the Pops was actually my first professional public appearance. The first time I actually sang publicly on stage. And I remember they said to me, Janet, most people that come on Top of the Pops, we'd like you to mime.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't do mime, I don't know how to mime. Supposing my mouth moves at the wrong time, I'd rather just sing it live. So it was kind of a stress for them, because I think, it's easier because they don't have to mic up, they just play the track and you pretend to sing along. But I didn't. I wanted to sing it live, and I sang it live.
Show the real you.
Yeah. And there was no sort of image making, because nowadays everybody has stylists and blah blah blah. I didn't know what to do. I just flung together this little pink t-shirt I had and knotted it on the side and said, oh right, that looks a bit stylish. And didn't know what to do with my hair, because my hair was natural at the time. I thought, I don't know what to do. Do I do an afro? What do I do? And I thought, I've got this lovely black scarf that's got like sparkly things in it. That would look shiny on stage. So I sort of put that round. And so that was my first appearance. I think I appeared on Top of the Pops like 3 times. Yeah.
So the experience is really surreal.
It was. It really was. It was like, as I said, it was. There was no time to think about it. There was no time to be scared. There was no time to be excited. I just had to get on with it. Yeah.
And after that, what was it like being signed to Sony Music Japan?
Oh right, that happened much later on.
Yeah.
That happened in the 90s. And again, I'd re-recorded a version of Loving You, and that just shot to #1 in the Japanese charts. And Sony Music were kind of like, we need to sign you. And so I got signed to Sony Music, and it was really funny because when they contacted me, I was actually pregnant with my 3rd child, and I thought, I can't let them know. Once everything was negotiated and they said the contract, I thought I can't let them know that I'm pregnant because they might change their mind and not want to do it. And I've never had a contract before, never been signed in the UK before. So when they came over to meet me, I was 8 months pregnant and really huge. And I walked into the Kensington Garden Hotel to say hi, and they were like, oh my goodness. And in the contract, they wanted me to start recording the album 2 weeks after my baby was due, which I did in the end. But then became very ill later on. But it's not an experience that I wouldn't have changed anything, because that was a great experience. I did a lot of work with them. I did I think 5 or 6 albums with them. And on the album cover, my first official Sony release was my baby. Me and the baby. Yeah. It's 21 now. Yeah.
So with all the albums you've released, and what would you say your favourite album is?
I think it was that one. That album, Love You Always, is my favourite. And I think because for me, it was the best working experience that I had. I enjoyed making that album. My kids were around me. I was allowed to have my kids around me doing,
It's something that was really close to
it was really close to me, that some of the songs were written. I was able to choose the songs that I wanted to do. It was just a really nice experience. And the girls at Sony, the A&R girls, they were really lovely. I mean, even today we still exchange Christmas cards and Christmas emails and what have you. It was just a lovely experience. It was a nice relationship with them. Yeah.
So with all the experience you've had, and with all the knowledge that you have now, so if you was going to go back to the past, would you change anything? Or would you do different?
I wish I had the knowledge of the industry before I entered it. I didn't know anything. I was just so green. All I wanted to do was sing. I was quite happy making these records, but I thought I would have, financially things would have been a bit better. But they weren't.
Did you have that guidance?
No, there was no guidance. There was no training. There was, I jumped into it. I was just green and I jumped into it. I've had to learn as I've gone along, and it's not always, people are not always offering the information either.
You have to go
and dig for it yourself. But if I say I would have changed things, then things might not have been as they are today. So I can't say I would change anything. But for anybody coming into it, I would say you need to know. There's things you need to know before you step through that door. Yeah.
And do you think you get more recognition for your music now than you did when you first started?
I think when I first started, I got the recognition because the track was a massive hit. And soon after that, I was part of a cast of people that created a TV series called No Problem. And it was like the first ever black TV series created by a theatre company. We actually created it, and it was put on. So I had recognition from the TV show as well, so people knew what I looked like because I was on television. But now I have recognition because I've been doing a lot of shows over the last few years, and a lot of people that had never seen me perform before, because at that time I didn't really do a lot of performances. I didn't do a lot of live performances. So a lot of people that loved my music back in the day are only meeting me now for the first time, and so the recognition is still there. It's just that they're just meeting me, although they've known me from my music.
Do you get a lot of young supporters? Young listeners?
A lot of the young listeners that come to the shows now, they say, oh my God, I know your music. I can't listen to your music without a Hoover, because my mum, I know your music because my mum used to do her housework to your music, or she used to cook Sunday dinner to your music, and so when I smell rice and peas cooking, it just reminds me of you. It's like that's what I get, which is which is great because it's like the backdrop to some people's growing up.
It's traditional. I think it's traditional now because my sister is 28.
Yeah.
And she's now listening to Lovers Rock.
Really?
That's what she'll pass on to her children.
Yeah.
So it's through the family, and I think that Lovers Rock, your music is timeless and it will forever live on. That's fine.
Oh,
so would you have any advice for the newcomers and new artists who are trying to maintain and break through into Lovers Rock?
Into Lovers Rock? We need some young people to break into Lovers Rock, but what you do need to do is to learn about the music business before you get into the music business, as opposed to getting in and then learning it afterwards. Get yourself a good lawyer if you're gonna, if you need to do contracts or whatever. Have yourself a good financial advisor or a good accountant. I mean that is, for any business, that is what you should have anyway. And also be hands-on. I for instance built my own website. I press up my own stuff. I just do it. I just do everything because you can't sit and wait for anybody to do it for you. And that's how you have to go into it, with that mindset. Put your when you do your music, upload it yourself.
You have to put yourself out there.
Yeah, put yourself out there. Be absolutely self-made, because no record company's got the loads and loads. You're not going to, it's not often that you're going to get a record company to promote you, so you have to market yourself. And now we have the tools to do that. Whereas back in the day we didn't have those kind of tools, like the Facebooks, the Twitters, and all the other things that go with that. So it's easier now to be self-contained than it was back in the day.
Last question to round it up. But going back to Silly Games, how do you feel about the young artists now, such as Daily, covering Silly Games?
Who?
We've got a young artist called Daily.
Daily?
He covered your song Silly Games.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I don't know about. I don't know. I've heard of Melanie Fiona.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she did. She didn't use the same lyrics, but she did her own song back in the track. Leighton, who did it as well.
Yeah. But how do you feel when artists cover your songs?
I think I cover people's songs that I love, right? So if somebody's covered my song, that means that they love the song. So that can only be a compliment. That can only be that they appreciate what I've put out there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And where do you see yourself in the future?
Where do I say? I'm still pushing the Lovers Rock flag. Yeah. And recently, myself, Carol Thompson, another Lovers Rock singer, and Victor Romero Evans, another Lovers Rock singer, we've written. Well, Victor wrote it, but we workshopped the whole thing together. A show, which it's like a monologue that marries into a song, to one of our songs. So all the songs in the show are our hit songs, and then we talk about, in the monologues, we talk about what life was like back then, the kind of clothes that we wore, being brought up in the church, about house parties, just about, so that anybody coming to see the show, it will be like a history lesson into what we were like back in the day, how we behaved, where we used to go. It's that kind of thing, and it's fun, it's funny, it's comical, it's real. It's a good show.
Thank you ever so much for the interview, Janet.
That's all right.
And I wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you.